are you, man? We're back here with Lockdown Sports. My God, where does it end? I'm packing the quarantine 15. I need a haircut so bad. I got so much hair product right now to try and keep my mullet and everything down because I don't want my right-wing neighbors to think I'm a member of Antifa, you know. My brother, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, Jeff Young. You're looking good, my friend. It's all good. It's all good except on the baseball front. We both know that.
You're looking good, yeah. As euphoric as our first episode was, here we are a few days later, and, it's not a feeling unfamiliar to us long-suffering Mariner fans, but they've kind of hit the skids a little bit, my friend.
Let me tell you, man, that bandwagon hit the bus so quickly. I just got my neck brace off this morning, okay? Let me just say this. First and foremost, Mike Trout and the Angels are now in town, and we should have given the Oakland A's a ride to the airport. Okay, and ushered them right on out of town. Mike Trout coming up here, and shame on Mike Trout. Your wife just had a baby. Dog, you should be home changing diapers. And let me tell you something, Jeff Young. Let me tell you something. If we have literally 2 outs on another team in the top of the 5th inning like we did last night, and they send 14 men to the plate, I'm volunteering to go to Russell Wilson's house and change diapers. You understand what I'm saying? They can't serve a cold bowl of chili than they did last night, man. I'm telling you, how crazy. Listen, I want you to think about the surreal Twilight Zone thing that happened last Monday night.
Well, tell me about it.
We had 2 outs.
I couldn't see that horrible inning. I heard about it, but tell me what you saw.
Oh, let me tell you. First of all, with 2 outs, they sent 14 men to the plate. There's 3 outs in baseball. Literally, the 8,000 cardboard fans that were in T-Mobile were apoplectic. 3 bursted into flames behind home plate following the end of the inning when they finally got the 3rd out. And dig this, Marcus Semien, who made the 3rd out, had also made the 1st out in the inning. He made 2 outs in the inning, and dig this, the bases were still loaded.
Oh, my God, no.
Can you say ouch? I'm not sure where the bullpen coach was. He might have been going to get a Vogie Hoagie, although I'm not sure if the concession stands are open.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, Lockdown Sports has got an exclusive clip, never before seen, of last night's 5th inning at T-Mobile Park. Let's take a look at it right now.
Okay, let's look.
Oh, what a game!
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I think we get the idea. Oh my Lord.
Ouch.
That's funny stuff.
A typical cold bowl of chili. I guess the over-under on us winning 20 games is somewhere, I don't know, in the neighborhood of what it is. I wouldn't go to Vegas with that bet right now. And like you said earlier, Jeff Young.
60 games is starting to look like maybe too many.
Too many. 60 games might be too many.
Quick little 10-game season. We go to bed with sugar plum fairies dancing in our damn heads.
Let's mercifully get this over with. The kids down in Tacoma are tearing it up, by the way, but that's a whole nother conversation for another Lockdown Sports.
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, I'm not saying that game Monday night was a shocker, but rumor has it Lou Piniella was seen with a bunch of tiny boxes of wine sneaking out of the back door at Shag.
You know what I love about that whole scenario involving Lou Piniella? He's endorsing a retirement community full of seniors where perhaps no one is really amorous on the premises, and it's called Shag.
Well, right. You know what? I don't think you're correct there, my friend. I don't know if you've read the stats, but the STDs in those places is rampant.
Oh. Well, as we both know, Jeff Young, they got to do something watching Oakland send 14 men to the plate with 2 outs.
They're just looking for that one good 15th man. Anyway,
man.
Let's move on to the Mariners. We don't want to bash them too much.
No, we're fans, man. We're still fans. We're just suffering fans.
Suffering fans. And, if you can't laugh about it, is
if you can't laugh about it, then cry about it and buy yourself a cardboard cutout.
Right.
And put a bag cardboard cutout. If you're embarrassed, put a bag over your cutout. Find your cutout, find out where it is. Put a bag on the head of the cutout, all right?
That's what we ought to do is...
I'm telling you, we need to find Ron Reed's We need to find Ron Reed's head and put a bag over it, because I know how he feels down in Arizona right now.
Oh, Ron, we love you, brother. We'll go get that cut out and I'll put it in my front yard. There's more action there than there was in the ballpark Monday night. All right. Hey, let's move on. We got more great sport. You know, I mean, we are blessed in this city. Still hurting and still waiting for somebody to make good on taking our beloved Sonics. But NHL hockey is back in Seattle for the first time in decades.
And as you know, we have had how many advanced season tickets that have sold for a team that does not even have yet the arena finished in which they're going to play in. And
did you see that they just shattered when the Vegas Golden Knights launched a couple seasons back? Man, their uniforms and all their stuff, fan gear was the number one seller in the NHL by far. Well, the Kraken, which is the name of our new team, has shattered that.
Ouch.
Kraken merchandise is moving, and here we go. I can't wait. I love, hockey is the best sport to see live. And of course, we're not going to be able to probably do that in climate change arena.
Because perhaps not for a while.
The cost of one of those tickets going to put a freeze on my bank account. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm trying to get used to is our obsession with sea creatures and birds and things in terms of our mascots. You gotta love it. It's so indigenous to the Northwest.
Sure is.
Remember the Sonics had Bigfoot. They had a Sasquatch for a mascot. Remember that?
Oh my God, do I ever. In fact, I've got I'll debut my new t-shirt on one of these future episodes. I got a picture of Bigfoot walking through the woods, flipping a finger out, middle finger, and the caption says, "I hate people." But the Kraken
merchandise is. Listen, this Kraken merchandise is hot, huh? Is that what you're saying?
It's way hot, and in fact, I'll tell you, the logo is so cool, and it's in a way it gives a little nod to the old Seattle Metropolitans back at the turn of the century, who won actually the first Stanley Cup in the United States.
I remember that reading that.
So they've got. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want to explain it, but here's a little clip on the new logo, and I think you're gonna like this.
Cool. Let me check it out. Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Very.
That'll
cool.
Work.
Yeah, that's gonna work big time. So
that'll
anyway,
work.
So, a lot of people are talking about, they're going to have fun with the name. A lot of people think we're crazy. What the hell? The Sockeyes, I think, was the second most popular name being considered. And, of course, we all love sockeye salmon. And, of course, fits perfect with hockey. Well, yeah, because you're always socking somebody in the eye if you can't make a play. I don't know. But
exactly.
Forget it. It's a fish, man. This thing is a monster. And we're going to have fun with the name. Now, you've already heard the hardcore fan groups, they're going to end up calling them the crackheads. You've heard that. Not really.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And not real original. And frankly, if this had been the 80s, it would have been downright politically bad to be calling fans.
Very bad. Yeah, man, they need to come up with something else.
Well, I want to throw out a little word of caution to them because, a lot of these NHL stadiums, man, they have the kiss cams, right?
Right.
Let's hope to God that the Kraken don't have the crack cam. The crack cam's up. Show us your crack. Oh no! Cover the kid's eyes.
We got the Kraken. That is so crazy. We got the Kraken. And by the way,
the crack cam. You heard it here first.
Let's have the crack cam. I love it, man. That's beautiful. That's the visual on that is very powerful, as you know.
Isn't it? You've seen some of the crazy stuff people have done with the kiss cam. If they did the crack cam, short of being arrested for indecent exposure, it could be interesting.
Yeah, crack cam could definitely result in some misdemeanor charges. There's no question about that.
Hey, but listen, speaking of crazy creatures, with the Kraken and another mythical creature is coming back to the Seattle landscape, the XFL Seattle Dragons. What do you hear about this?
Well, let me tell you exactly what's going on, man. First of all, Vince McMahon spent $200 million on the reboot of the XFL. The first one was back in 2001, and it went under. And then, unfortunately, the pandemic shut this down. This is 8 teams who played 5 games and then were suddenly shut out.
Right.
But McMahon spent $200 million of his own money. The group that is buying the XFL in mass is headed by none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And dig this, his partner, Danny Garcia, who is the first female to be an owner of an American sports league team, okay, or sports league. Okay, so big props to her. And dig this, McMahon, in the meantime, let's back up a little bit. In April, McMahon fired the then commissioner of the XFL. Guess what his name was, Jeff Young? I can't make this up.
No, who?
Oliver Luck. Did you hear what I said? Oliver Bad Luck. Oliver out of luck. We can go on forever.
Oh my God.
Oliver not related to Andrew Luck. We can go on and on and on about this man. But dig this. Now he's suing McMahon for 23 change million. And dig this. The lawyers are in probably Zoom litigation, Jeff Young, with their pants off on Zoom, okay? Going back and forth in litigation. Don't make me stand up, because I will. Don't make me stand up. Don't stand up, dog. Don't stand. Please don't stand up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. But look, Dragons back up, and dig how they're going to run the new XFL. This is crazy. In a bubble. They're going to be able to do this in a bubble environment. They're already setting the groundwork for it now. And if this thing is still around in the spring, and it very well could be, guess what? They're going to be way ahead of this. And perhaps the NFL could actually take a few lessons from the XFL, as they certainly should have regarding the kickoff format.
So
yeah,
they're getting ready to go, like what, right in the next spring?
They're going to go in the spring, right after Super Bowl. Shortly after the Super Bowl, they're going to be ready to go.
Wow.
Listen, tell me what Pete Carroll's saying, man.
Look at the timing.
Tell me what Pete's saying. Okay, you said you watched Pete Carroll's press conference. Tell me what Pete's talking about.
Well, he's talking about the bubble that he refers to for the Seahawks is one of mental discipline and responsibility to each other and the team and the 12s. So it's like, he's basically said, our bubble is each other's respect for what we have to get done. So don't be going to get wings at the strip joint.
Yeah, exactly.
But, the XFL, watch the timing of this turn out to be unbelievable. Watch something terrible happen and the NFL season has to shut down right in the middle due to the COVID. Everything's on hold, nothing happens, and then guess what? We get a handle on it, and by next spring, XFL is going to town with all these hungry football fans.
Big time, no question.
Yeah.
And as we both know, they're a feeder league for the NFL anyway. So there's a bunch of hungry players out there that want to play. Okay.
Oh, there is. And, I tell you, my fondest player from the original XFL was He Hate Me.
Oh, I know.
Love that guy.
Yeah, man. Love to look at him for that name on the back of his jersey. He hate me. He hate me.
He hate me. On the Seahawk front, Will Dissly, man, looks great. Totally recovered from that torn ACL he had last October before last. Boy, you remember how good he was doing before he got hurt? I mean,
he was wonderful, man. He was wonderful.
If he didn't get hurt, we beat the Niners.
Yeah, exactly, because he's the guy who gets that extra half a yard. Okay, right. That's the bottom line. He gets that half a yard.
But here for all the starving Hawk fans, and I know we're praying this thing hangs off, the Seahawks are going to live stream 2 scrimmage games, August 22nd and 27th. You heard it first on Lockdown Sports. But so we'll get a chance to see the scrimmage. I'm so hungry for football. I don't care. I'd watch them just working out without pads. That's how bad I want the Seahawks to get going here. And it all depends too. See, we're so dependent on all these other players, on all these other teams taking care of business and not catching this damn COVID, I know. And the NFL has no bubble. We both know that too, man. It's too big an operation to have a bubble, but we also know, to quote a well-worn phrase,
the NFL is really too big to fail. We both know that too.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that can derail the NFL, guess what? It's a pandemic. Imagine that. It can happen.
Yeah, it could definitely happen. And, lastly, Pete's press conference on Tuesday, he said he hopes they're going to ask the NFL if they can crank up the sound system at CenturyLink to try and mimic the normal level of the 12s.
Absolutely. What they should be allowed to do. Listen, we've had one of the more advantageous home field advantages in the NFL. Okay, for a long, long time. Even back in the Kingdom when they had the wave going, man, we've had really loud stadiums for a long time. Sometimes not necessarily really great teams, but really loud stadiums, okay?
Totally.
And it took the other teams way off their game on a regular. We know that, man. We need that noise.
But we all know you guys crank it all the way up to 12.
The stadium sounding like the 12s, and for those watching at home, like we talked about last Zoom, Jeff Young, man, come on. We could really be scaring some teams coming out of that tunnel. First of all, you're pumping the noise. Second of all, we bring in the regular Seahawk. We let the bird come in and land right on the Kraken, right? Right on the top of that head. Don't do nothing stupid now. You ain't gonna get fed. Takes back off again. Come on, man.
That's perfect, man. Breathing fire, kicking ass, and taking names, man. Listen, this has been a great episode. Let's wrap this up because Mariners are back on the field tonight, aren't they?
Mike Trout, go home and change some diapers. I'm telling you right now, Mike Trout, go home and change some diapers, man.
Keep the faith, Mariner Nation.
Still moving, he's gonna go. 1, 2, 3.